Mods are the greatest way to improve Minecraft, but does every mod do a good job? Well, let's take a look at the Wilder Wild mod today. Now this mod describes itself as the hypothetical secondary half of a Wild update, and looking through all of the features, I'd say it does a pretty good job. But what are all of these features? Well, let's start with all of the brand new tree options. Starting with this item in my hand, which is called the baobab nut, which is actually a food source as well. But as you can see, when we place it down, it has this little texture. You bone meal it once and it actually gets a bit bigger, but then you can just spam it with bone meal and you can see that nothing happens. And that's because baobab trees are massive. So we can place a 2x2 and you can still see that it won't grow. So let's move to a 3x3. Spamming it with bone meal, you can see that it still doesn't grow. So I guess let's just increase it to a 4x4 and just start bone mealing all the saplings. And there we go, a giant baobab tree spawns in. And these trees obviously spawn in the savanna biome, as they were a part of a biome vote back in 2018. But first of all, you can just see how big these trees are. And yeah, it's not even hollow, which is cool. And it's actually got a stripped variant inside, which is a really cool detail actually. So we could dig all the way up to the top. Wow, it takes ages. And we get obviously this brand new type of baobab leaf. That looks really cool. And on the underside of the leaves, you'll see that the baobab nuts actually grow, which, oh yeah, you can grow them even more with bone meal. So I guess let's just place a few leaves and hop into survival. Can I just punch this off? Yeah, I can. And that's how you collect the sapling. So it's a bit like mangrove, which is pretty cool. And obviously, baobab has this log and its stripped log variant. It's also got the wood variant, as well as the planks, which look really cool. The doors and trapdoors. And I guess we'll take a look at these. Yeah, the plank looks really good. It's a nice contrast to acacia, the other type of tree that can be found in the savanna biome. Yeah, I think that looks really good. The door's really interesting. I love the sort of shading and texture on it. And then these trapdoors look so nice as well. I love the sort of circular pattern on it. You'll also see this unique type of log, which is called the hollowed log. And this is one of the features of a Wilder Wild mod. However, it adds it for every wood variant, so we'll take a proper look at the hollowed logs later on. As you can see as well, we get baobab leaf litter, which looks so cool, and that can be obtained by smelting one of the leaves in the furnace. As another thing that the Wilder Wild mod adds into the game, is loads of new variants of leaf litter. So obviously we've got the standard leaf litter, which is from oak leaves. Then we've got spruce leaf litter. That looks so cool. It looks almost like rooted dirt. Then we've got birch leaf litter, jungle leaf litter, acacia leaf litter, dark oak leaf litter, mangrove leaf litter, cherry leaf litter. I really like that one. I like how pale the leaves have gone. Speaking of pale, we also get pale oak leaf litter, as well as azalea leaf litter, which is another really cool one. I love how faded the leaves are, but there are still signs of the petals. Next up, we've got the willow sapling, which obviously can be bone mealed into this really cool looking willow tree. Now, another fun part about this mod is all of the unique biomes that it adds to the game, which we'll check out at the end of the video. But obviously, we've got this willow wood set, which looks so cool. I love the vines that hang from it. We get this unique variant of willow leaves, as well as the willow log, which looks so cool. So I guess let's take a look at the full willow set. So here we have the willow log, which looks really cool. I love the sort of brown log texture it has. The stripped willow log also looks really cool. I like the little patterns on it. The willow plank, willow doors, which look really nice. And then we've got the willow trapdoors, which also look really cool. And then willow leaf litter, which is just a nice extra detail to have in your world. And you can see that similar to mangrove, it also spawns moss carpet on some of the logs. The next type of tree we have is the cypress tree, which spawns in the cypress wetlands biome. And these trees are just very tall and thin. As you can see, they've barely got any leaves on them. They look almost a bit like sort of custom trees I would make. But they look really cool. Oh wow, I didn't know they could spawn with vines as well. That one looks cool. Plant a few more in. They look really nice, and obviously they come with their own unique leaf variant, the cypress leaf. And then it also comes with its own log variant. So let's take a look at the wood variants. So as we've just seen, here's the log. Here's the stripped log, which that's a really nice color actually. The planks, which also look good. The doors, oh, I really like the doors. Sort of if you place it by itself, you can almost see like a little face on it, with that little knocker bit being the mouth and then the two eyes. And then obviously we've got the cypress trapdoors as well, which also just look brilliant. And not forgetting, we've got the cypress leaf litter, which is a really nice texture actually. Before I move on to the next wood type, if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to subscribe. As now I have a coconut, which as you can see, you can actually throw. And we'll take a look at this moo bloom quickly, which is from a different mod. See if we can hit it with a coconut, although it doesn't fire as far as I like. Oh, and then it smashes into this, a split coconut, which you can actually eat, which is pretty cool. But that's not the only use of the coconut. If we go over here, place it down, you can see we get this little sapling, which, bone mealing it, will create ourselves a palm tree, which once again has a really nice wood variant, as well as these really cool falling leaves. I love the design of those little ones. And on top of the leaves, it will sometimes have these, which obviously you can bone meal into full-size coconuts. And in fact, you can just bone meal any of the leaves and it will grow even more coconuts, which is quite cool. So we can place the log down. Once again, this looks so cool. We've got the stripped log variant. That is one of my favorite woods, actually. That looks so good. The actual planks, which look so nice. The doors, these would work so well in a desert build. As would the trap doors. These would make really good windows. And the palm tree spawn in the oasis biome, which we'll obviously take a look at later. As now it's time for the tree I'd like to see most in Minecraft, the maple tree. Bone mealing it will create different things. For example, this will create like a little maple shrub, so we can break it and collect ourselves orange maple leaves, as well as a maple log inside. Place another one, it will grow into a little tree with some yellow ones. Place it again, another little tree with some red maple leaves, and we can just place more saplings. And as you can see, we get this really cool one here with some vines, as well as another little block called shelf fungi, which obviously you can place onto the logs and bone meal it to make it look even bigger. And we'll take a look at that properly in a bit as well. But we can just plant a few more of these trees, as they have so many different variations, and obviously come with the types of leaves I'd like to see most in Minecraft: yellow, orange, and red. And obviously, as it's a brand new tree type, we get the logs, the strip logs, which also look amazing, the maple planks, maple doors, and maple trapdoors. I feel like I'm repeating myself, but the person who's done all the texturing in this mod has done a really good job. And we get 3 types of leaf litter: yellow, orange, and red, which all look brilliant. And for another tree type, well, technically tree type, we've actually got the pale mushroom, which I think I can place onto mycelium. There we go. And it has this really cool mushroom texture. Bone meal it to create ourselves a brand new type of mushroom block, the pale mushroom block, which looks so cool. And it's actually got this really cool, unique, like sort of white texture to it, and it spawns with irregular mushroom stems. But it's not just brand new blocks that this mod adds into the game, as we get a ton of new mobs as well. And I've actually showcased these mobs a few times on my channel before, so we'll take a quick look at them again. So we've got the butterfly, we've got the crab, which obviously was a mob vote loser, we've got the firefly, which I'm actually really surprised this mod still has, because we've got the firefly bush now. We've got the jellyfish, which obviously lives in water, and also drops this really cool pink nematocyte, or however you say it. But this looks so cool, and we'll take a proper look at that in a bit. As well as the moo bloom, which with this mod comes in loads of different variants, as you can see: red tulips, dandelions, azure bluets. And then we've got the ostrich, which is a brand new rideable mob, which looks so cool. The penguin, which is another mob boat loser and helps to speed your boats up. And the scorched, which is a spider variant. Additionally, this mod also introduces another block, but also type of mob, the termite mound. So I believe we can place it down into some wood, and over time, I believe the termites, as you can see, they start spawning in just this like animated block form, and they are quite loud. But I believe over time they do start eating away at the trees, so we'll leave them to it for now. Oh yeah, as you can see, we're already peeling away at the bark, which is quite cool. But I guess for now, oh, an advancement, the pest helper. Use termites to eat a tree. Interesting. Oh wow, yeah, they're really going for it. And as you can see, once the termites eat a log, it will drop into a stripped hollowed baobab log, which looks so cool. I believe they can do it to any type of tree, so we'll place one near this willow tree. Don't know if we need more than one or not. Wow, it's so loud. But as you can see, yeah, loads of these hollowed logs are getting dropped. So it would be quite easy to farm, I imagine. Whilst the termites are working their way up this baobab tree, let's take a look at some of the other blocks in this mod pack. For example, mud brick gets some more variants. We've got cracked mud brick, chiseled mud brick, mossy mud brick stairs, slabs, and walls. And all of these look so good and would make so much sense in vanilla Minecraft. I really like this chiseled one with a little slime face on it. I think that's a really cool design. Additionally, this mod introduces a brand new type of moss called owlburn. And it comes in a carpet and also a creeping moss form. And then you can bone meal it. As you can see, it slowly spreads as normal moss would, with this really cool creeping moss on the ground. It's a bit like the pale hanging moss, I guess, but this time it's on the floor. This is so cool. And you know what? I'll just bone meal a bit of it to spread it around, because it's a really nice red color. Just taking a look at the baobab tree, the termites have definitely got to work on it. Wow. Yeah, they've destroyed a lot of it, and they've done a good job destroying the willow tree as well. Now, this mod also introduces the shelf fungi into the game, which I covered earlier. However, it comes in loads of different variants. We've got the brown mushroom, red mushroom, the new pale mushroom, crimson, as well as warped. And all of these look so cool. And once again, it's something we really need in vanilla Minecraft. Like shelf fungus would be so cool for custom trees. This mod also makes updates to the birch tree as a reference to the birch forest concept art, which was going to be a part of 1.19, but then unfortunately wasn't. As you can see, occasionally when they grow, they'll have an extra log on the side, which is so subtle, but it works so well and would honestly be such a welcomed addition into vanilla Minecraft. I did not realize we could do that with a shell fungi. Oh, you can place it on the ground. I didn't realize. Well, you can place it in like big bunches. That's so cool. Oh, you can do it on the blocks as well. Wow, I'm learning even more. So we can place one like that. Place 2, 3, and 4. That's so cool. It's time for Termite update. Yeah, they've destroyed most of this tree now. But this mod adds in so many cool ground decorative items as well. So let's take a look at a few of them. So first we've got the clover, which is honestly one of the blocks I'd like to see in Minecraft most. It's a bit like a wildflower or a pink petal or something, where you can place up to 4 in a block. And it's simply just an extra bit of ground foliage, a bit like short grass or ferns. And once again, look how cool it is. I love the like different heights it has. And we've also got frozen short grass, frozen ferns, and frozen bushes, which once again looks so good. I wonder, we grab out some bone meal. Can we get the tool variant? Yeah, we can. That is so cool. I'd love to get these blocks in the game as well. It makes sense to get a snowy grass variant, I think. We've also got seeding dandelions, which I believe if we can find a dandelion somewhere, you can just simply bone meal the dandelion to get the seeding dandelion, which is so cool. And is another flower I'd like to see in the game. We've also got the carnation flower, which once again looks so cool. The marigold flower, which again is brilliant, as well as the pasque flower, which also looks really nice. But that's not all, as we've also got red hibiscus, yellow hibiscus, white hibiscus, pink hibiscus, purple hibiscus, as well as phlox, which is a bit like a wildflower once again. We've also got lantanus, or something like that, which once again looks great, and the shrub, which is just like an extra little plant, which is so cool. I imagine this spawns in like the jungle or a tropical biome, as it looks a bit like just a more grown bush. Hello, baby ostrich. And we've also got mycelium growth, which spawns in the mushroom islands, and it's a bit like short grass for the mushroom islands, which once again it just makes sense. I feel like lots of this could be added in like some sort of similar to the Spring to Life game drop we got at the beginning of the year. I feel like another sort of small foliage drop would be really nice to see. Another cool block that this mod adds is the null block, which is like a sort of missing texture block. I have no idea how you obtain it. I imagine it's a creative only because it's so random, but also has a really cool breaking and placing sound. We've also got scorched sand, scorched red sand, and fragile ice, which, does it break if we jump on it? Oh, it's got the particles. Maybe it does. Oh, it does break under us. That's quite cool. And we've also got icicles, which, oh, it can be placed like pointed dripstone. That's quite cool. Can I hang from things? Maybe if we get a birch log. Can I hang from a birch log? Oh, it can. Now to see, does it do damage? I imagine it might. Yes, it does. Wow, these termites have made a mess. The whole baobab tree's almost gone, and it's now infecting the cypress trees, and the whole willow tree's now gone. That's unfortunate. Now, this mod adds in so many brand new blocks, which I'm not going to get time to cover today, but I want to take a look at a few others. So let's take a look at some more foliage ones. For example, we've got the datura flower, which looks so cool. We've also got milkweed, which also looks cool. That could work really well as like a tomato plant in vanilla Minecraft. Just a shame it's not in vanilla Minecraft. Also got the cattails, which is one thing I'd love to see in Minecraft. It almost looks a bit like seagrass, just with the cattails on top, which is realistic, I guess. Also got pollen, which is so cool. Just like an extra sort of layer to add to the ground. And honestly, this is something which could be really cool to see with honey. Maybe placing honeycomb on the ground. We've also got algae, which we'll need to head over to water to place down. And it just spawns, as you can see, I've already placed them down. Just patches of algae on the surface. Same with plankton, which is a very similar thing. We've also got flowering lily pads, which is something I mentioned in a YouTube short the other day. And it's definitely something I'd like to see, just for more variation with the lily pads. Also got barnacles, which I believe spawn on the sides of blocks. Yeah, underwater. Oh, and on the ground. Once again, that'd be something so cool to see in the game, like along boulders or something. It'd be so nice. And sea whip, which I guess is just another underwater plant. In addition to sea whip, we've also got tube worms, which is another sort of underwater foliage, as well as sea anemones, which are cool. And then we've got this thing called a sponge bud, which you can place up to 3 of on the ground. And I believe you can place underwater as well. I don't think it drains water or anything. I guess it's just another quite nice detail block though. Especially because you can place it in multiple sort of patterns and things. Now obviously, as this mod aims to update the wild update, it also focuses on updating the ancient city. For example, it adds a brand new chest into the game called the stone chest, which clicking on it once will open it slightly, and you have to spam click it to actually open it to get into the loot inside, which is such a cool concept for a chest, and it makes the ancient cities more dangerous, as I believe every time you open it, it activates the sculpt sensors, which is more likely to summon a warden. We've also got echo glass. That's got such a cool sound. That looks so cool. I'm not really sure about the properties of this, to be honest. Maybe you can't hear sound for it. That would be my guess. We place the skulk sensor. Oh yeah, it doesn't activate. Now I actually want to check. Does that work with regular blocks, or am I just being silly? So walking behind this. Oh, it does activate the skulk sensor. Okay, that's good to know. And we've also got these hanging tendrils, which I guess hang from blocks. I guess we'll place a cypress log. Don't really know what these do. They look quite cool though. And we've also got a display lantern, which I believe you can just place an item in, right? Yeah, that's so cool. Can they hang? Oh, they can. So what if we get a torch and place it in there? It just spins around. That is so cool. This mod also adds in the osseous skulk, which is like a bone. That looks so cool. As well as skulk, stairs, slabs, and walls. Now I'm quite interested. Oh, they do drop XP when broken. That's fun. Honestly, I've never thought about skulk, stairs, and slabs being added, but they could work really well. And another fun thing this mod adds are copper horns. So let's try the saxophone. So if you click it once, it plays a sound, but then you can hold it down and it plays even more. And this is a remove bedrock addition feature. It actually behaves slightly differently in this mod. So if we point towards the ground, it's low, facing normally, it's a bit higher, pointing at the sky, very high, and then obviously you can hold it down to play different sounds. But honestly, this mod adds in so many really cool features into the game, which I really recommend you checking out yourself. And if you'd like to see me do maybe like a survival series on it in the future, I'd definitely be up for that. Now, heading over to the Wilder Wild mod info page, we can take a look at all of the biomes. For example, the warm beach has these palm trees on it. We get to see the brand new updated desert. As you can see, we've got the palm trees sort of scattered throughout, which is really cool. And it looks like we've got like shrubs and other grass items as well. We've got the oasis biome, which once again, that looks so nice. Forests have been updated, so as you can see, we've got mushrooms on the floor, we've got ferns, the new types of flowers, as well as updated trees, which is really cool. Underwater Mesogolia caves, these look so cool. They've got jellyfish and this brand new block. The rainforest, this is a bit like a beta Minecraft biome, but obviously updated. So it's got mushrooms, it's got pollen, that's so cool. We've got an updated jungle, just looks more colourful with just vanilla flowers even. That's a nice improvement. Mesogolia caves, a nice little glow in the background, that's so nice. The sparse jungles have been updated, yeah, with more shrubs and flower variants. Pale Garden has like these fallen trees in it with the shelf mushrooms now, that's once again really nice. There's termite mounds in the savanna biome. Obviously the birch forest has been updated, new flower variants, as well as the custom trees. There's a frozen cave biome, that's cool. The plains has been updated as well, as you can see. It looks like there's sort of shrubs. Then here's an old growth birch forest. This looks so cool. Just another really cool biome. And then we've got jellyfish and the crabs in the ocean with these sponge buds, which I guess spawn in the coral reefs. The Badlands has been updated. Oh, it's got packed mud in it. That's cool. Some mini cactuses, which we didn't get a chance to look at. Cherry Grove has been updated. That looks really nice. Just more flower variation is always nice. But there we go. If those features looked interesting, make sure to check out the Wilder Wild mod. And if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to subscribe, as I've got so many cool videos planned for December.